You keep telling yourself, just stop thinking about it. But somehow, your mind only gets louder. A simple conversation replays for hours. A message you sent suddenly feels like a mistake. You imagine every possible outcome before making even the smallest decision. And no matter how tired you are, your mind refuses to let you rest. The strange part is, you already know you're overthinking, so why can't you stop? Maybe the real problem isn't that you think too much. Maybe it's that your mind believes thinking is the only thing keeping you safe. There are moments when nothing is actually happening around you, yet inside your head, everything feels urgent. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. You replay something you said 3 days ago. You imagine what someone might secretly think about you. You plan conversations that may never happen. You create problems that don't exist yet and then spend hours trying to solve them. Your body is in the present, but your mind is trapped somewhere between yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's fears. What's exhausting isn't life itself. It's carrying hundreds of imaginary versions of it. Most people believe overthinking comes from having too many thoughts, but that's not really true. It comes from believing every thought deserves your attention. Your mind throws out possibilities every second. What if they don't like me? What if I fail? What if I made the wrong decision? What if something goes wrong? The problem isn't that these thoughts appear. The problem begins when you treat each one like an emergency. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real danger and an imagined one. If you keep responding as though every thought needs solving, your mind learns something dangerous. It learns that worrying is useful, so it gives you even more things to worry about. Have you ever noticed that solving one worry doesn't actually make you feel peaceful? For a few minutes, maybe. Then another question appears. Then another. It's like trying to empty the ocean with a bucket. No matter how much you remove, more water keeps arriving. Because overthinking isn't trying to find answers. It's trying to find certainty. And certainty is something life almost never gives us. Pause for a second. Think about the last thing you overthought. Did you actually gain control, or did you simply spend hours feeling trapped? That's a quiet trick your mind plays. It convinces you that if you think long enough, you'll finally feel safe. But safety never arrives. Only more thinking. Here's something many people never realize. Overthinking is often fear wearing a very intelligent disguise. It looks responsible. It looks careful. It even feels productive. But underneath all those thoughts is usually one simple emotion. Fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of failure. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of losing someone. Fear of making the wrong choice. Sometimes it's even fear of being misunderstood. Your mind starts building endless scenarios because it believes preparation will protect you from pain. It's trying to become impossible to hurt, but that's an impossible job. Imagine carrying an umbrella every single day because it might rain someday. Eventually, the umbrella becomes heavier than the rain ever would have been. That's what overthinking does. It prepares you for storms that never come, and in doing so, it steals the sunny days. You see it everywhere once you notice it. Someone takes longer than usual to reply. Instead of thinking they're busy, your mind starts writing an entire story. Maybe they're upset. Maybe you said something wrong. Maybe they're losing interest. Hours pass. Your mood changes. Your confidence disappears. Then they finally reply, "Sorry, I was at work." All that emotional suffering, created by a story that never existed. Or maybe you're offered a new opportunity. Instead of feeling excited, you spend days listing every possible way it could fail. You compare every option. You ask everyone for advice. You keep waiting for the perfect choice. Until eventually, the opportunity disappears. Not because life said no, because fear disguised itself as caution. Overthinking has another hidden cost. It slowly disconnects you from your own intuition. As children, we often acted before we doubted ourselves. We laughed without analyzing. We created without worrying how it looked. We spoke before editing every sentence, then life happened. Maybe someone criticized you, maybe you failed, maybe you were embarrassed. Slowly, your brain learned, if I think harder next time, maybe I won't get hurt. So thinking became protection. The problem is, protection slowly became a prison. You stopped trusting yourself. Instead of living your life, you started watching it from inside your own head. And that's where many people remain for years. Watching, analyzing, waiting, never fully arriving. Here's something that may surprise you. The opposite of overthinking isn't having no thoughts. It's trusting yourself even when you don't have all the answers. Read that again inside your own mind. Trust isn't certainty. Trust is saying, I may not know what happens next, but I believe I can handle it. That's a completely different way of living, because suddenly your energy shifts. Instead of trying to predict every outcome, you begin responding to life as it unfolds. You stop trying to control the future. You start participating in the present. Notice how different those two things feel. One is exhausting, the other is alive. So how do you actually stop overthinking? Not by fighting your thoughts. Fighting thoughts only convinces your brain they're important. Instead, notice them. Let them exist. And ask yourself one gentle question. Is this thought helping me right now? Or is it only trying to make me feel certain? Most of the time, you'll discover something unexpected. The thought isn't solving anything. It's simply repeating itself, like an alarm that keeps ringing long after the danger has passed. You don't have to destroy the alarm. You simply stop believing every ring means you're unsafe. Another pause. Right now, without changing anything, notice one thought passing through your mind. Don't argue with it. Don't finish it. Don't fix it. Just watch it. Then notice something remarkable. You are watching the thought, which means You are not the thought. That tiny difference changes everything. Because once you realize your thoughts are visitors instead of commanders, they lose much of their power. Your mind may still create worries tomorrow. That's what minds do, but you don't have to follow every one of them. Imagine standing beside a busy road. Cars keep passing. Some are loud, some are fast, some are beautiful, some are damaged. You don't chase every car. You simply watch them pass. Thoughts work the same way. Not everyone deserves a ride. Life becomes surprisingly lighter when you stop demanding certainty before taking action. You send the message, you apply for the job, you say how you feel, you make the decision, not because you're completely fearless, but because you finally realize something important. Confidence doesn't come before action. It grows because of action. Every step you take tells your brain, your mind stops seeing life as something I survived and slowly prepare for, and start seeing it as something you can actually live. Maybe that's what you've been searching for all along. Not a perfectly quiet mind, but a mind you no longer have to obey, because peace isn't the absence of thoughts. It's the moment you stop believing every thought deserves your life. And perhaps tonight, when your mind begins replaying old conversations or inventing new fears, you'll remember this. You don't have to solve every possibility. You only have to live this moment. The future will arrive when it arrives. The past has already had its turn, but this moment, this quiet, ordinary moment, has been waiting for you the entire time.